I may have decentered men, but if there's one thing I can tell you about them, one thing, they will test you. They will test you like a Scantron sheet, honey. They will test you to see where your self-esteem is ranked. High self-esteem is linked to high standards, high quality, high respect, high ranking, and to some degree, even higher learning. And that is a meter that you do not want to rank low in. The lower your self-esteem is, you finna get the doormat treatment. That's the best way I can put it. You will be treated like a doormat and you will be picked for one thing and one thing only. That is the worst position you could ever be in as a woman.
Hey ladies, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about why men test women, okay? These men are testing y'all. I don't know if everybody knows that, but I just want to say the quiet part out loud. These men are testing your boundaries, they're testing your finances, they're testing your loyalty, they're testing your mindset. They want to see if they can get over on you. They're trying to see how gullible you are. They're testing your self-esteem. These men are testing y'all. They're testing us. Let's get into this video. I just got worked up.
All this advice, all these women coming on these apps and telling you their stories, have you not learned, sweetheart? You need to have high self-esteem. Now, Camille, how does one get high self-esteem? What do I need to do? Tell me. You got to put your foot down. I don't care how tempting it is. I don't care how fun it looks or how fine he appears to be, or because by you saying no, you are letting him know that, hey, I'm not going to tolerate this. Whatever you're saying to me, whatever you're trying to get at, whatever your intentions are, it's not going to work here. It holds no merit, it holds no validity, and it holds absolutely no value or benefit to me as a woman. And I'm telling you, when you get to that point in your life as a recovering wounded feminine, I gotta tell you, the power I feel when I set boundaries, I feel so powerful because that lets me know that I do the choosing.
So they are going to throw these little tests in the beginning to try and gauge what type of woman you are, what kind of woman you are, okay? Especially if you're someone who says, you know, I really stand on business. He's going to test that. He's going to be like, all right, let's see if she really is standing on business. Let's see if she really does have these strong boundaries that she keeps talking about. This is why, ladies, you need to be so firm with your boundaries, especially in the beginning stages, okay? Because they will test you. And one of the biggest tests that men use is emotional triggers, okay? They want to see if you have any emotional attachment to them, okay? So a guy may throw something at you, something that he thinks is going to upset you, something that's going to kind of put you on edge a little bit, right? And he's doing that deliberately to see if you're going to crumble, if you're going to panic, if you're going to give him an emotional reaction, because you got to remember, men love it when women are emotional.
Men will test you. They love to act like they respect you and what you're saying. And if you're like, oh, this isn't for me, like I don't really want to do this, girl, he might leave you alone for a few weeks, a week or two, couple days, I don't know, whatever. He's gonna come back and bring the same energy that he was on. They do this to see if you're really about what you said. Can you put your money where your mouth is type shit. Okay, so say like you guys were hooking up, you were fuck buddies or whatever, and you were like, no, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, I don't really want to be in this situation. He's like, okay, yeah, sure, fine. Like, completely agree. You're right. I'll leave you alone. Then he pops up and is like, oh, hey, how are you? He randomly asks you to hook up again. You're sitting there like, oh, maybe he really likes me, but no, bitch, he does not really like you. He's not really interested. This is a fucking test. If he comes back and is like trying to be all sweet and everything, like, no. No, no, no. He is truly just testing you to see if he can get you back in the bed and if you can stand firm on what you said. Because then he's got you back and he's got what he wanted.
I agree with the British lady that was standing on business. I'm right there now. Like, ever since I decentered men, they can't get an emotional response out of me. You could never make me that upset. You could never say something and have me just jumping for joy and just giddy with glee. Like, no. I'm indifferent to you. I'm going to always be indifferent to you. And if you leave or if I just decide to cut you off, I don't have a fear of doing that because I know that you're not the most awesome man on earth. So, you know, that's just my attitude towards it. And it took me a while to get there. But I know there's so many women, they'll call a man, cuss him out, blow his phone up, da 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 da. No, that's giving away too much energy. You get to that point, they already know they have you way thrown off. You're thrown off balance. They have control over you. You're malleable. You're soft. You're weak. Like, do not give them that response. Even if you need to separate yourself for the moment, then just do that. But do not have a tantrum like a toddler.
Men will test you. Dangerous, manipulative, predatory men will put you through the ringer and push boundaries just to see how much that they can get away with and how much you are willing to tolerate. But you might be wondering, how exactly do these men test you? They test you in many ways, but in this context, we will be talking about financial tests. So for example, they will tell you that they forgot their wallet at home and that you should foot the bill. They won't even offer to reimburse you. It will take you on a cheap or low effort date such as coffee, ice cream, nature walks, whatever the case may be. Some may even impose for you to buy them things prior to meeting them. They do all of this to gauge if you are a good woman. However, being a good woman doesn't guarantee anything. Men cheat on good women every single day. They do not care. You need to prioritize yourself, your needs, your wants, your desires. When men test to see if you are a good woman, they're really testing to see if you are the type to put others before yourself, if you are the type to accept subpar treatment. You need to fail all of their tests, because when these men test you, there is no genuine or good intention behind it. They are really just trying to determine if you are one to be taken advantage of or not. Fail all of their tests, and if they have a problem with it, they can move along.
So you'll notice that men put it on thick in the first 6 months or like up until a year or whatever, and then as soon as you fall in love, as soon as you've caught feelings, it stops and you are like, what is going on? And he'll actually do something. He'll pull away, or he'll do something just to test this theory, like, how into me is she, like, do I have her in the bag? So they'll do something that's going to make you emotional, like pulling back, like pulling away for no reason, to see how emotional you'll get. And if you get emotional, it just means, like, it's like confirmation that, like, yeah, she is mine, I've got her. That's so sick.
You do know he's trying you. He has an attitude with you for no reason. He's trying to intimidate you. He's asking you for money. He's trying to use you. He tells you he doesn't celebrate birthdays or holidays. He's trying to avoid buying gifts for you. He gets mad at you when you ask questions. He's trying to train you. He flips the script when he has wronged you. He's trying to manipulate you. He calls you out your name when he's joking with you. He's trying to see if it's okay to belittle you. That's what men do. They try you, they test you, then they categorize you and decide if they really want to be with you. Stay woke.
What's really going on? It's about control, not compatibility. When someone tries to humble you, they're testing how much power they can have in the relationship. They want to see if they can make you feel smaller so that they can feel bigger. They're threatened by your confidence. Confident women challenge insecurities and people who haven't done their inner work. When you said, like, go find someone else, it challenged his ego. Well, it exposed his ego. When you told him to go find the woman that you want, it forced him to see that, like, he can't manipulate you. That's why he got upset. You didn't crumble under pressure. He wants you to crave his approval. They crave that emotional power, hoping that you'll change just to please him. But your lack of interest in his opinion made him realize he can't control you. You attract who you trigger sometimes. Sometimes strong energy pulls in people who they want to dominate it or tear it down. It's not your fault. It's just a byproduct of shining too brightly for insecure types.
Referring to the first lady in the clip who was saying, they'll say, oh, I forgot my wallet at home, blah, 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 just to test you. I had a man that I thought tried to test me too. Like, he was like, oh, well, we already had plans upcoming weekend. I'm excited to see you, but I don't get paid until after this weekend. And I was like, oh, well, that's not a problem. We could just put off our stuff until after this weekend. Like, hello, I'm not finna flip the bill because you want to see me. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was testing me. I'm sure I passed. I don't know where he's at now, so whatever.
Man is playing with your emotions and playing with your time, and he knows you are available. He knows that you are ready and willing at a drop of a dime, and he's already figured out who you are. It's almost like some men, if not most, will put you to the test. They want to see how far they can go with you. So they're going to call you every day, then they're going to miss a couple of calls. And they want to see if you're going to react to it, or if you're going to call back, or if you're going to be holding your breath by the phone. It's all a game. They want to see how far they can go with you. Oh, when I met her, she was that girl. She was fly. Oh my gosh. Her self-esteem was through the roof. Now she's by the phone call. I could just cancel plans and she'll be available tomorrow. As a matter of fact, she'll be available tonight. Who I'm talking to. This is how men are thinking. They are testing you, your self-worth. They're trying to see if you really are that girl. Because on these apps, you're saying you live a soft life. He better make this. He better have that. He adore me, Dior me. He better make 150K per year. Now they sitting across the table with you, and all it takes is chicken and rice, ambiance, and a candle in the center of the table. That's all it takes. Chicken and rice with dim lighting. And now you're buckling under pressure.
Some men will even test you to see how much they can get away with. This is one of the tests that you need to be aware of. Jealousy test is where he will talk to other women in front of you to test how you will react. Are you going to go crazy and get jealous? Or are you going to be unbothered? In his mind, if you get jealous and you go a bit crazy, he's going to think that you really love him and you really care about him. When he's talking to these women, he's not actually trying to cheat. He's just trying to see how you will respond. He's trying to get reassurance that you do love him and that you do care about him. In order to handle this, you are to give him no reaction. Engage in conversation with literally anyone else. Now, he's going to think that you don't really care that much. And when that happens, he's going to work harder to gain your love and gain your affection. Remember, no reaction is a reaction.
Ladies, I really did not think this had to be said, but ladies, come on to the front. And for some of y'all, this is going to sting a little bit. Don't give a man an opportunity to tell you he don't want you. Twice. He can tell you in words, and he can tell you in action. First time he try to play you, he's testing your boundaries. If you've already made those said boundaries clear, and he do it anyway, he's trying to manipulate you and play you for a fool. To give you a little context, I was in my first relationship for 6 years, and within that 6 years, he cheated on me a number of times. After that relationship, I worked on myself for 2 years. I healed myself, and I learned from my lesson. I also had to get to a point to where I can trust again. I ran into a guy that I dated for almost 2 years, and we were engaged to get married. When it came to my boundaries, I made it very clear that I said, no matter where we are in a relationship, if I find out that you're with another woman, I'm breaking it off. In those 2 years, he learned that I cared about him a lot. He had an ex-girlfriend that cheated on him and had a baby on him. When she found out that we were engaged to get married, she thought that was a time to test his loyalty. And he failed. My fiance had a twin sister, and she really liked me. She said, I'm not going to let my brother do you like that because you're a good woman. Your fiance is at this hotel in this room, and you need to go see about him. Went there, saw his car, and I took a picture. Went to the room, and I listened to the door to see if I heard his voice. I heard him. So I knocked on the door and told him, I said, I told you that if I ever caught you with another woman, that would be it. I'm not going to stay long and interrupt y'all, but I'll talk to you when you're done. Didn't hear from him for 2 weeks. But when I did hear from him, he wanted to meet at a mutual spot with our pastor. We're sitting at this mutual restaurant, and the preacher is sitting across from me. He's trying to preach forgiveness to me. I said, sir, did you preach fidelity to your church member? He said, oh, yeah, we talked about it in private. I said, well, you're preaching forgiveness to me very publicly. And then you're telling me that you preach fidelity to him in private? I don't buy it. So I slid my ring across the table and I said, Pastor, just because you forgive someone don't mean you have to stay with them. I let your church member know that if he did it one time was one time too many. So I say all that to say is that if a man wants you and he cherishes you and he's scared to lose you, he's not going to put himself in a position to lose you. There are no mistakes. They're testing your boundaries.
Don't allow a man to keep playing games with you. They feel like you're desperate and naive when you continue to communicate with them and you know they don't mean you any good. Forget them and let it go and show that you are not weak, that you are a strong, independent woman. And if you don't feel that way, you need to work on yourself until you feel that way.
I definitely agree with the first lady that was saying if you're going to tell that man what your standards are and what you're used to, you better hold him to that or be ready to walk away. Like you can't say, oh, yeah, I'm used to getting flued out in 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels. Okay, well, if he shows up on a date with you and he claimed he forgot his wallet at home, he looking at you to pay, what you going to do? What are you going to do, Miss Soft Girl? You going to pay for it? Or are you going to stand on your boundaries and be like, I don't think we should be together because this is not what I'm used to? Or you're gonna be like, it's okay, like he's still a good person and I love him. Or you're gonna be like, look, if you don't have it to take me out, then this is just not, you're not ready to date me, and that's fine. You're gonna have to walk away, or you're gonna look crazy if you sit there and be paying for it. Because all it takes is one time. All it takes is one time, and then they got you.
If he yells at you or gets aggressive with you, take that as a red flag that it will escalate over a period of time and he will eventually put his hands on you. Men that put their hands on women usually start off as very charming, wonderful men. In the very beginning stages, he'll wine and dine you. He'll do everything perfectly. Give you lots of sex, roses, flowers, dates. Like, he will be your knight in shining armor. He has repeated the same rehearsed script over and over with other women before you. He has rehearsed his lines down to the T. And just because you performed a criminal background search and you found nothing on him does not mean that he hasn't put his hands on a woman in the past. It simply means that either the woman was too afraid to come forward to report him or she had lack of evidence. Okay? So just in case you did the criminal background search and you didn't find anything, you still need to be looking for red flags. If he raises his voice at you during a disagreement, if he gets aggressive with you, or, pay attention, ladies, or if you see him yell, get aggressive with another woman, like his mother, his sister, his daughter, pay attention because he will turn on you. Any form of aggression or disrespect verbally towards any woman, he will do it to you in the long run. I promise you that. And that aggression and all that yelling will eventually turn into physical abuse. See, the longer that you stay and tolerate the verbal assaults, the yelling, he'll yell at you and he'll go off on you. He's testing you. He'll turn right back around and apologize. He'll even tell you he'll go to therapy or counseling. But what he's doing is he's testing his limits with you to see how much he can get away and how much you'll tolerate. Because if you stay, he knows he can take it to the next level and start putting his hands on you. Ladies, we got to start taking these issues more seriously. The first time he raises his voice or gets aggressive, or if you witness him do it to another person, especially a woman in his family, I don't care if it's a baby mama, an ex-girlfriend, don't let him get away with talking trash about his exes either. Because that's a sign that he will eventually do it to you.
Like one of the ladies said earlier, they are going to test your self esteem, and that is something you do not want to score low in. This is how women end up, going through domestic violence situations. These are the signs. These are the signs. When you're failing tests over and over, these are the signs. This is why he decided to put his hands on you, because he knows how you're going to react because you failed so many tests prior that he's comfortable doing it. Because he didn't put his hands on you 2 weeks in. He didn't know you good enough. You had only taken 2 tests in 2 weeks. Now y'all 6 months, a year in, you failed 85 tests. You're just a walking certified doormat. So don't keep failing because it's gonna get worse and worse. Like all the women on Love and Hip Hop, they fail tests all the time. That's why I can't watch it no more because it's hard to watch. But if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel. A lot of y'all don't be liking the video, so get the thumbs up going. But I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and supporting me.